All right, guys, I want to share a little secret. This is something that I discovered, I don't know, a while back. And what it is how you tell the difference between light and dark energy. Now, before we get into this, it's not like one is good and one is bad. I know we're taught that the darkness is bad and we resist it, but it's actually resistance that the darkness feeds on. So, just think of dark energy as a catalyst for suffering, which is the number one guru to push you into the light. So the darkness serves a reason. And I don't want to get lost in that for this video, but I want to put that up front. So very simple way to tell the difference between light and dark energy. In every moment, imagine you're like this little 2D stick figure and you're walking. And then as you're going through your timeline, you're taking steps, you come in every moment, there's a stairway up and there's a stairway down. Okay? So just a little stairway goes up and a little stairway that goes down. So at that stairway, you have what I call a choice point. And in that moment, you can choose hard, which isn't really that hard, it's just taking a step up, or you can choose easy, which is taking a step down. So with that analogy in mind, let me tell you the way you tell the difference between light and dark energy. So in the moment, dark energy gives you an immediate reward, and then you pay for it over a long period of time. Think about it. Ice cream. I don't know if ice cream's really dark, but it tastes really good in the moment. And then you get the stomach ache or you gain weight. Something as bad as like cheating. Maybe it's great in the moment, but it tears apart your relationship or maybe even your family. There's so many examples, right? And then the opposite of that, so darkness, in the moment you get the reward. You get it immediately. And that's why it's so tricky, because it's always right there. Like sell your soul to become a rock star. You'll be famous. You know, everything you want, all the money you ever wanted. And this stuff's real, guys. Especially if you go down the spiritual path and you start to gain, I hate to say powers, but you kind of do. As you clear your stuff out, you can start to gain powers, and there are opportunities to go the opposite way. But the bottom line is it just brings suffering. Okay, back to, I'm getting off on tangents here. So do you know how to tell dark? Now here's how you tell light. Light always costs you something in the moment of now. Like it's like taking that step up the stairs. It's not like you have to hike up a mountain, but you have to take a step upward. So it's going to take your energy in the moment, but it's going to pay you dividends over time. So if you go up for long enough, you reach this point where you just have this beautiful view of everything. And if you go down for long enough, you're in the sewers, you're in the gutters, and you got to work your way back out of it if you even have the mental capacity to see your way out, which oftentimes people do not. They get lost in addictions and different other tricks by the darkness to keep them low, right? So if we look at this in our lives, like let's talk about this whole channel is about raising your consciousness, self-realization. And if we look at this, when we talk about doing that work, it makes perfect sense, because it's so easy to ignore the fears in your life, to not want to have the awareness to see the truth, to listen to the ego mind and just be like, oh, that's crazy. I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing, and it's just, you're taking that step down and you're going for the easy in the moment. And therefore you're getting suffering for a long period of time. Whereas when you do the work and you actually go in and you face the fears and you face the erroneous programming that you have in your body, like you might come to full-blown tears. Like you might just be like, oh my God, I've been holding this for so long. And that's like the most beautiful thing that can happen. It'll just flow out of you and you'll cry and but it's coming out. You're transmuting. That's an alchemist. That's alchemy, guys. So in the moment, you took that step up, and maybe that example is a pretty big step, but you're letting go of that for the last time. And so that's why people get stuck, because they don't have the ability to see long term. I've heard people talk about this in the business world too. I think they trade what they can get in the moment for what they could have long term. And we're doing that energetically all the time. And that's the difference between light and dark. So in the moment, you have to have the courage and the awareness to truly look. I mean, obviously, go out, you got to go to work, you got to get your kids to school, do all that stuff, do what you need to do. But when you have spare time, do you want to hit the easy button, turn on Netflix, and just avoid? Or do you want to like sit with yourself and do the work? We've given so many processes. The ROAR method, the book, handbook for higher consciousness on this channel is beautiful. It gives lots of different methods that are very similar to the ROAR method, by the way. But it's just up to you. And by the way, there's no wrong way to do it. But if you're not going to work on it, stop complaining, right? Because it's right there for you. So in the moment, you have to be willing to do that extra thing. And it takes a little bit of time, and you actually do feel what's perceived as pain, but it isn't really suffering. Suffering is a choice, right? And you face that, and then your life just starts to get lighter and lighter. And guys, I cleared so much out yesterday. I mean, I'm still just deep in this work. I woke up this morning, I don't know if you can even see it, my face, my whole body's changing. Like I feel so light, I feel so clean. And it's worth it, because I see the illusions that I used to believe that trap me, and they're just these mental prisons. And doing this work, it does front load pain, but it's the last time you have to feel it. So quick recap. How do you tell the difference between light and dark? In every moment, there's what's called a choice point, and you can choose to go up or you can choose to go down. This is a metaphysical up or down. And if you choose down, it's easy because you're stepping down. It's like, and then you will pay for that over time. You get the reward immediately and you pay for it over time. If it's light energy, you pay for it in the moment, which really it's not that much of a payment. Trust me, it's a good deal. And then you get dividends over time of beauty. You end up at the top of the mountain, viewing the whole valley and the sunset and the sunrise, and it's beautiful. Versus you keep taking that easy step every time. Guys, this is for anything. This is for working out. This is for building a business. This is for working on yourself. Keep taking that easy step all the time. It just gets darker and darker and darker. So hopefully that helps.